through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move. But oftentimes just they'll use a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
A gain of 3, second down. Well, the spark that ignited the Cowboys-Giants rivalry goes back to 1960 when Dallas's first head coach and former New York Giants assistant Tom Landry brought his 0-10 rookie squad into Yankee Stadium. That game would finish a 31-31 tie, the only non-loss in the expansion Cowboys' first season. 6 decades later, still one of the most heated rivalries in the NFL. Heck, even Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett spent 3 seasons in a Giants uniform. And Dallas leads the overall series, including the last 4 meetings.
A
first down carry by Elliott. And some room. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Hey, kill! 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he's got it. So they try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
80 weapons. Let's go.
Jones now off the bootleg. That's into the hands of the tight end Ellison. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run. And they'll be left with a 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. Jones. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now Prescott. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
Here we go, kill. Here we go, 46. 26.
Prescott on 1st down. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go, and that will extend this big lead. This fielded at the 2. He goes airborne. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, here's Prescott. And this is caught. It's Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys! 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys turn that interception into a touchdown.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down. They're going to try and throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. A first down carry for Barkley. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
60 Pittsburgh.
Leighton Vander Esch on the tackle.
61 Matchbox Lights.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
I got you. I got you.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
You better bring it. Right now, you better bring it. Check 99. Check 99.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Line 8.
Mike 47. Time to go. Night. Slap.
Here we go, going to 53. 26.
And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Back to throw. Jones. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Another moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And it's for pride now, but the Giants do get a bit closer. Looking to throw. Jones, tough there. Good pass, hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one, a first down pickup of 8. These Cowboys looking good here at AT&T Stadium. Of course, they were really good in this building last year. 7-1 in their 8 games played at home. The only loss was on a Monday night to Tennessee. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Going to 53. Switch. Hopper. Tighten up. Check.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He's going to rifle one deep left into a double team, and it's intercepted. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Let's go, baby.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And now the rookie's free. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Check girls, check.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. And that takes us from second to third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. They'll get nothing out of the completion there, and it leads to a fourth down. Now Jones throwing on fourth down. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Throwing here, Prescott. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of it.
Strong here in the fourth quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Again, it's Barkley. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
You got it. You got it.
A 7-yard
Check
gain.
55 to mine. Check 55 to mine. Hey, tighten down. There you go. Watch twist. Out. Share. Watch the twist. Jam. Check safety. Check 4. Check.
On 3rd down, Barkley. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you. So for Dallas, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time.